crafty peeps, I'm Lisa, your dollar mom, and today's project is Mr. and Mrs. Gnome. I love gnomes. I make one for every season. I even have an everyday gnome. And so I'm going to show you a simple way to make those gnomes, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Kind of threw on a little extra project at the end, and I hope you like that too. All right, I hope you'll like, subscribe, and we'll get right on to that crafting. For this project, you're going to make two gnomes. So you're going to need a pair of socks for their bodies. You can get these in colors if you want something different. And then you're going to need some decorative socks. I picked these up at Michael's on one of their 60% off sales. I'll use one for one hat gnome and one for the other. You'll need two wooden balls, or anything that's ball size or round will work. And then you're going to need a beard for your male gnome, and I got this one from a place, and I'll link it below because I just like the way they're shaped. But you can use the little dusters from the Dollar Tree, and they make good beards too. And this is just some mop that I pulled off, some strings from a mop from the Dollar Tree that I'll use for the girl hair. And then you're going to need something to weight your gnome down. I bought some, looks like split peas. I've used lentils, I've used rice, and then some stuffing and some ribbon. And this will get you going to make your gnomes. Alright, so first I just grab any old cup and I place my sock around like this. And this is just going to help so I don't spill my beans. Like I said, whatever the Dollar Tree has is what I'll grab. Like I said, I've used lentils, rice, beans, really anything that way. You can use rocks. I like the smaller little, like this, the lentils and stuff, and rice, because they're not going to get lumpy in your sock. Okay, so you're just going to make this, and I just use a little rubber band to tie it off at the top, and then I'll go ahead and I will do this for my other sock to make the second body. I'm going to make Mr. Gnome first, so I'm going to place the beard on and kind of decide where it's going to go and where I'm going to put the nose. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. This has as you can see, it's cut straight across. And so you can either glue the nose right on top, or you can cut like a little half circle out in the middle so that it fits up around the nose. There's just, you know, whatever you prefer. It depends really on how big the nose I'm making or how big my gnome is. So once I've decided just to put my nose right on top of the beard, so I'll just go ahead and I'll hot glue the beard on, and then I will hot glue the nose on. And now I'm going to make the gnome's hat, and I actually found that these socks were a little bit tight and a little bit hard to get around these bodies, but it does end up working out. So because I want the hat to stand up, I'm going to just add some of this stuffing into the sock, and then I want the top to be pointed, like a little pointy. I don't want it to just look like a big like cylinder, I guess I would say. And so I will go ahead and I will just pinch the top here in a sec and add a tiny rubber band just to give it more of a triangle shape of a hat. And then I will play around with getting it to fit around the gnome body. And then, yeah, just glue that hat on. It's not too hard. At this point, I'm going to fit it over the gnome's nose because that's really, we're hiding what would be his eyes. So as soon as I fit it over the nose the way I like, that is where I start the glue process, because that's going to be the most important part that we want to glue correctly. So I'll glue that, I'll get it nice and firm around the nose, and then I go ahead and glue around the rest of the hat. And now I'm just going to embellish Mr. Gnome's hat a little bit here, and he will be done. It's just a simple guy to add to your Patriotic Decor, and I just think he is super cute. And then we'll be on to the misses. So a lot of the times when I make my gnomes, I actually use the decorative sock for the body. In this particular case, I just wanted them to be really simple, and that's why I used just the white socks. Now on her, I want her hat just to kind of flop over, because I want them to be just a little bit different. And so I just kind of work with her hat and how I'm going to fit it. The way I make a girl gnome's a little bit different because I don't have a beard to work with. Instead, I have hair to work with. So I had just pulled a few of these strings off the mop head, and I'm just going to fold them in half right here, and so I just needed 2 strings for each side. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue these 2 pieces together at the very top. I'm going to do that for both of them. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tuck them underneath the hat. And I'm just going to kind of get a feel of where all of this is going to go before I glue anything down. And this is just going to be her long hair. You can braid it or make ponytails. I'm going to do ponytails. And I'm going to place my nose here and get it all to where I want it to go. And then I will start gluing those down. Now it's time to take Mrs. Gnome to the salon, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unravel the mop pieces here, and they just come undone and they make it look like she has like a crinkle hair, which I just think looks really cute. And so once I get all the hair to my liking, I will trim it, and then I will just give her little piggy tails and bows. Now that her hair is done, it's time to finish up her hat. I'm just going to pinch the top just like I did on the boy gnome, and then she can have more of a bow because she's girly. And we'll just sprucing her up and she will be all done. And I just like these simple gnomes. I have done way more elaborate ones, but I just liked these ones to be a little more simple for my decor. And so that is what I did. And I'm just going to do this little, it's like a faux bow, just tying in the middle here to put that on her hat. This is just a little extra DIY I'm throwing on at the end of this video. Sometimes projects just don't work out, and this is one of them that originally did not work out. What happened was I was covering this star with some paper, and you can see some little white strips to the right of the screen there. I was trying to make this star tray, and it did not work. So I went to plan B here. And so I just had a bunch of leftover patriotic craft items, and so I just kind of started putting things together and seeing what I would come up with. So I really had no end vision here, just kind of was playing with some of the materials I had. And Mod Podging paper is, you know, always a good one. And then as I was organizing my supplies to kind of see what I had left, I came across these Rub-ons that I had bought several months ago. And these are from the Dollar Tree, and they're gold foil Rub-ons. Now I had bought the gold foil alphabet Rub-ons prior, and they didn't work at all. So I don't know if I got a bad batch or if the alphabet ones just didn't work. And so I kind of been hesitant with how I'm putting this on because I don't want to have the same problem I had with the alphabet ones. But these ones went on really well. They are gorgeous. And so I just kind of started playing around with putting them down on this paper just to see what I would get. And then I decided that I want to cut this in the shape of a star, so I really should have done that first, but again, I didn't have a vision. I was just kind of playing around. So you'll get to watch me rub these gorgeous gold rub-ons down. Like I said, I decide that I want to cut this red paper into a star, and I kind of have it off center, which is why you would do this first. So what I'm doing is I know I want the star to be fit inside this, so I'm going to cut it to this size, and then I will cut it down from there. And so I have this Bless Our Nest sign from the Dollar Tree, just a nice round sign, and I think that my star will look good on top of this. So I just wanted a very simple pattern paper to put on this. So it's just a very light, it's a white with very tiny, they're either black or navy blue polka dots, like very tiny. And so I just think that that will look good, and then I will glue my stars down on top of that. After I glued all these down, the next day I just thought it still looks too plain, so I got a gold charger also from the Dollar Tree, and I ended up gluing this whole piece onto that, and I just think that's what ended up making it pop. And then I added a tiny little bow, and here it is. Kind of reminds me of Captain America's shield, but you know, I think it turned out good considering it was a whole nother direction from the original. Anyhow, I am so glad you joined me today. I hope you'll like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Again, thanks, crafty peeps.